We have to have a talk. Bubba! You think you're a smart ass, huh? Now last time I gave him some grief. If you watched the recap, I did. I outed him. I usually have these talks with him when we're not filming, but it was so bad. It was so bad. It was 5 goals on 17 shots. I know, Bubba. I know. Apparently he's such a smart ass. He's such a schmuck, huh? That he had to go and get a shutout in the same 17 shots.
We're hanging in overtime! We're hanging in overtime! We're hanging in overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panthers fans, let's go. Saturday afternoon, evening-ish against the Vegas Knights. We've gone back to the white. All right, we're going to try this now because the red one, for a long time, for a few years, the red one was absolutely cursed. Couldn't win a game with the red jersey. And then I switched last year when we were down 2-0 to Toronto. I switched to the red because it was kind of desperation time. And, well, we know how that all worked out. So I've left the red on since then. But we are behind the Sabres in the standings. That's enough. No disrespect to Sabres fans, but I'm sure that you could, 1 cup, 2 cup, I'm sure you could understand how we feel about that. So, the lineup is kind of the same-ish. The change that Maurice made in the second period the other night to put Bennett at 3C remains. The top line is Rodriguez with Verhaeghe and Reinhart. Okay, if that's how they want to put it out there, that's fine. The interesting change is that Cunnin is out and Kolschwint is in. Now, last year, Kolschwint played 42 games for Vegas, had a 50.2 or 50.3 face-off percentage, which would be an improvement over what Cunnin is bringing us. He's bigger by about 2 or 3 inches and about 25 pounds. So, I've been asking for Maurice to say, hey, can we see one of these young kids? I'm not complaining. It wasn't the spot that I thought. I thought maybe you'd see somebody in for Bohlquist or Benning in for Balinskis, but we'll take it. As long as Maurice is looking at things and going, we kind of have some issues and we need to fix some things. As long as that's how he's looking at things, I'm fine. I'll be interested to see how Kolschwint comes through, especially with the irony of the whole situation being part of the reason why we have depth issues is because Tkachuk is out and we gave Schwint away in the Tkachuk trade, and now here he is, and Calgary's in last place. So there's that. Now, Bubba's still in net. I don't know what he's doing with the goaltenders. I would have thought that you wouldn't want to give Bob a week off. So my only assumption is that he's going to play through. Because we have Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday. So if I thought Tarasov was going to play today, and then Bob would have played Tuesday, Saturday. But with Bob playing today on Saturday, if you put Tarasov in on Tuesday, that means Bob would have a whole week off because the next game isn't until Saturday. If you play Bob on Tuesday and then give Tarasov the game next Saturday, Bob would have a whole week off because the following game isn't until next Tuesday. So I don't know what he's doing unless he's just leaving Bobrovsky in, which, by the way, Bob, I made a mistake in my last recap. I gave you a whole loaf of shit, whole loaf of grief because you allowed 5 goals on 16 shots. It's my bad. It was 17 shots. All right, so 1-0 Panthers after 1. I don't want to praise too much in the middle of a game. They look good. Some of the moves Maurice has made. Okay, Rodriguez, Reinhart, Verhaeghe. Reinhart gets the goal on it for an assist from Rodriguez and Verhaeghe, and they look good. He looks good. Marchand Bennett line, Marchand Lundell line looks good. They've had some opportunities, and the same thing. The Bennett, Samoskevich, Boquist line. You notice Samoskevich every once in a while, but Bennett and Boquist, like, were they on the ice? Were they on the ice? I don't know. And then Cole Schwindt's been out there on fourth line looking decent enough. The only draw I saw was Schwindt getting tossed from the circle, so there's that. Defensively, Petrie laid a nice hit. So it's a good start. It's a good start. We almost gave it back a couple of times here. Let's move on to the second period. Second period. Panthers, don't. All right, so still 1-0 after 2. That, without praising them too much, was maybe possibly kind of the best period of play we've played the entire season. They look right, with the exception of we just can't get Sam Bennett really going. Not sure what's going on there. Samoskevich looks good in the power play. Samoskevich looks good when he's out there with other guys. But it's like the vacuum. It's like an energy vacuum when Bennett's on the ice. It's just all the talent gets sucked from everybody on the ice. I don't know what's going on with him. He doesn't look terrible. It's just, it's not working with him and anybody, but it is what it is. You would like to think, I've talked so many times about having Lundell at 3C, with that being an advantage over other teams, and you'd like to think Bennett at 3C could be an advantage, but so far it's not materializing. It's still 1-0. Akira Schmidt is goalieing us. We're getting goalied in every game, but it's not like we're having terrible shot placement. He's making good saves. Reinhardt's all over the place tonight. He could have easily already had a hat trick. We look good. Fourth line, having a lot of possession time. It looks good. It's 1-0, and the Leafs just beat the Sabres in overtime, which is the worst possible result. Everybody gets points. Panthers. Bubba. 1 cup. 2 cups. You know what I want to say next. Okay then. 1, 2, 3, and 2 points and a shutout for Bubba. We have to have a talk. Bubba! You think you're a smart ass, huh? Now last time I gave him some grief. If you watched the recap, I did. I outed him. I usually have these talks with him when we're not filming, but it was so bad. It was so bad. It was 5 goals on 17 shots. I know, Bubba. I know. Apparently he's such a smart ass. He's such a schmuck, huh? That he had to go and get a shutout in the same 17 shots. Huh, Bubba? All right. Good job, Bubba. So, you're a pain in the ass. You know that? All right. That was far and away the first time we've been reminded of the team that 1 cup, 2 cups. You know what I'm saying? Finally, they look like themselves out there tonight, as much as you can without Barkov, but you get the point. So, what did we see out there? Well, we saw what happens when they actually work and skate. And what's interesting is that they interviewed Rodriguez, I think after the first period, whatever it was, might have been midway through the second period. And it was after the first period, obviously. And they said, well, what's the difference? How come you guys are having success tonight? He says, well, we're moving our feet. In other words, we're finally skating. So there's that. So our top line now is Rodriguez with Reinhardt and Verhaeghe. And before I get into the rest of the lines and the rest of the things, the irony of that being our top line, understand, is that we still have a problem. If Barkov comes back, we don't have the cap space to ice the team with Rodriguez on it, unless somebody else sits. So during the playoffs, you can have a roster that's above the cap, but you can't have a game day lineup that's above the cap. So the problem that we entered the season with, if Barkov comes back, we still have. But he's our top center now. So don't ask me. I don't know. So that line looked really good. Everybody looked good in the second line. The fourth line, Cole Schwint gets the second goal of the game early on in the third period to make it 2-0. And then Greer gets the third one. Now, Lundell was still on the ice when Greer got that goal. And if you watch the replay, Greer does an amazing wraparound and gets it past Schmidt. All 5 Vegas skaters were there around the net, and they just all watched him do it. It's unbelievable. It was unreal that everybody was just standing there watching him just do the wraparound. So we get the 3-0 there. In terms of the defense, it was a shutout. They looked good. Petrie looked decent tonight. I don't want to say he looked good because then some people are still going to say Petrie sucks. He looked okay. He laid a couple of hits. We pitched a shutout. We allowed 17 shots, so your defense looked good. Balinskis was invisible, which that's exactly what we need from you, Balinskis. As long as I don't say your name all night, that's exactly how it should be. I don't want to jinx it but Ekblad looks good this year. Like, as off as Forsling has looked, who did look good tonight, Ekblad looks like he got faster, worked on his skating, is back on PEDs. I don't know. That's a joke. That's a joke. He looks good. We'll just put it that way. And then, of course, Bubba pitched a shutout. Not too many big saves. He had to make a few big saves. He did get a ding-dong, right? You got a little bit of help from the post there, Bubba. But we'll take it. It's 3-0. It's Vegas. And we're back where we need to be, which is in third place, because Toronto beat Buffalo in overtime, so they all got points. So the Atlantic is an absolute dogfight. That's okay. I'm happy with the way this team looked. Fourth line is a completely different animal. Cole Schwint just earned himself a job. Now, hopefully, Paul, I know you put Schwint in because he played for Vegas last year and we're playing Vegas tonight. However, it wasn't close. The fourth line was exceptionally better tonight. Just leave it, okay? I mean, no disrespect to Cunnin, but he was an available free agent late in the summer, maybe for a reason. He's not been bad. He's been decent. But Schwint brings some youth. He brings some size. He brings some energy and some speed. You've seen that Greer and Gadjevich looked really engaged. Everybody looked engaged. The team looked so good tonight, you didn't hardly notice Marchand on the ice. The rest of the season it's Marchand and nobody else and a little bit of Samoskevich. Tonight, everybody was skating. Everybody was moving their feet. Mwah! Beautiful. So, can we keep it this way? Now, there was one play. Unfortunately, Boquist and Samoskevich had a 2-on-1. Boquist did lay out a nice pass for Samoskevich, but it wasn't on the ice. It was off the ice by a few inches. So Samoskevich roofed it like a golf shot, and of course he missed the net by about 4 feet high. I don't even think he got it like up on the high part of his stick. So it is what it is. It's not Boquist's fault. There was a defenseman there. If he saucers it on the ice, it probably gets blocked. So it was a good play. It just didn't quite work out. Reinhart looked like himself tonight. Verhaeghe pretty much looking like himself tonight. Rodriguez is the top center, and I don't know what we're going to do. Like if Barkov's not going to come back, we have a little bit of extra room. I don't know what we would do. Maybe we'd upgrade the bottom pair. I don't know. It's a nightly basis where we just really can't figure it out. Because theoretically, Rodriguez, he's not the biggest guy in the team. But, I mean, he played well tonight. Between him and Forsling, they were all over Eichel. And good stuff. Good stuff all the way around. And nothing to complain about. I'm concerned about that. Because that's a full recap of no complaints. I got to have complaints or we'll lose the next game. I can't even. There was one bad giveaway. I can't remember who did it. I don't know. There's nothing to complain. It's 3-0. It was damn near a perfect game. Luosterainen. We'll complain about Luosterainen, right? He came in and he had like 3/4. He had half of the net wide open. And he shot the puck right into Schmid. If he would have just gone short side, he would have got a goal. That's about the biggest complaint I can have. The team looked good all the way around. Now the question is, Were we just playing up to the level of competition? Or have we figured out that we're missing some guys? We're going to have to work for these victories. And that's what we did tonight. We weren't really all that physical. It got a little bit dicey there at the end when Gadjevich took like a forearm to the face and the ref missed it and then got Gadjevich for the retaliation. So, and then there was some hoo-ha stuff after the whistle blew, but nothing really. They didn't let it get out of hand. And beautiful game. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, I'll be live tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, which if you're watching this tomorrow, that means I'm live today. You're probably not sleeping, you're probably sleeping in. So I might be live now while you were watching this, and then you stop watching this and you go live and come back and watch this. So, because we can't have the noon stream because we got to do the other team. I won't even say the name of the team. We'll just say we got to do the other team that we covered. All right, Bubba, good job, huh? He did good. We'll take it. Well, it's good for his save percentage because his save percentage had gone down to like 893. Yeah, that's not good. So this should help. This should help. But it just goes to show you, it's a really good example of, he gave up 5 goals on 17 shots in the last game, but it was 17 shots, right? Usually, when you only give up 17 shots, you're usually winning those games. So, if Petrie and Balinskis can just be what they were tonight, maybe we found something with Schwint. I mean, he played 43 games with Vegas last year. So, while he's a young player, it's not like he's completely a rookie. He played 43 games, had a goal, and I think like 4 or 9 assists or something like that. So, he wasn't a big point producer, but Vegas put him on waivers, and we were like, thank you very much. And he looks like he kind of fits what we do. You know what I mean? We've seen that where guys come in and you just plug them in. And, not that Cunning's been bad, but like I said, Schwint's bigger. I mean, by like 25 pounds. He looks big out there, number 79. And he's young. And maybe we got the 4C of the future just sitting there. You know what I mean? Could be. And the irony of it that we gave him away in the Tkachuk trade, only to watch him get developed elsewhere and then come in and be our 4C when we need him. I mean, that's rich. That's rich. So, all right, we get the 2 points. I will see you tomorrow at 9, and then over on the other channel at 1.